तो आज हम ऑब्लिक कोलिजन, रॉकेट
Yep.
प्रोपल्शन एंड रोटेशन डायनेमिक्स चालू कर देंगे अच्छे खासा. ओके.
Okay.
तुमने वो क्वेश्चन किया दैट आई गिव यू.
Which question? There was
Part
no
two of the
question.
question. Part two of the question, which involved a small ball and an arc of capital mass m of
Oh,
mass.
that thing.
हाँ.
Okay. Yeah. So that one I tried it. See, when you say max speed of m, right? It's going to be at the part where it goes up, right? But won't it also be maximum when the ball goes down?
Again, when it again goes down.
No, no, like ऐसे जा रही है, right ball.
हाँ
So
हाँ
जब ऐसे आएगी,
हाँ हाँ
it'll move back,
हाँ
right?
हाँ
जब वह ऐसे ऊपर आएगी, it'll move front.
हाँ.
So
एटलीस्ट
जब
फोर्स
ऐसे
आके
आएगी,
लगेगा.
it'll be maximum, right? At the
हाँ
back.
हाँ.
So why do we consider maximum speed from that, like when it goes up?
When it is just about to go up, right? मतलब बॉटम पे होगा
Yeah.
तब उसका स्पीड मैक्सिमम होना चाहिए,
हाँ.
बिकॉज इन
Yeah.
द मतलब उससे पहले के ड्यूरेशन में इट इज एक्सर्टिंग अ फोर्स टुवर्ड्स द बैक, है ना, लेफ्ट साइड में
Yeah. So it
दूसरे
should
वाले.
move with max speed backward.
ओके. सो एट एनी टाइम इंस्टेंट बिफोर दैट, बिफोर इट कम्स एट द बॉटम, उससे फोर्स अभी भी पीछे लग रहा है, राइट? सो
Yeah.
इट हैज एन एक्सलेशन टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट, है ना.
Hmm.
But at the moment when it comes to the bottom, the acceleration becomes zero, है ना, at that instant when it is at the bottom.
Hmm. Yeah.
But once it starts getting up, acceleration अब दूसरी साइड आने लगता है. It is towards right rather than towards left. Speed decrease
Yeah.
करने लगेगा. So as far as long as we have acceleration, the velocity would continue increasing, right? क्योंकि velocity और acceleration initially दोनों same direction पर है. And it would increase to the point the acceleration is either in that direction, it is non-zero, or it is zero. It would continue increasing the velocity. But at the time instant, or at any point, if its acceleration becomes opposite to the velocity, speed would get decreasing. Speed कम होने लगेगा. समझ रहे हो?
Yeah. So when it's at the top, then it should be maximum. When it goes from here to the top, then it should be maximum.
Speed.
Yeah. Of
अच्छा
capital M.
अच्छा अच्छा, मैं तो बना के दिखाता हूँ. तो ऐसा था ना, अब देखो, यू आर सेइंग ये इनिशियल पॉइंट था, ये फाइनल पॉइंट था, राइट? So you are saying
Yeah.
if it gets to the final point, then the velocity should, then the speed should be maximum.
Yep.
So if I consider this to be c, I से c वाला movement में the
We'll move back.
force, हाँ, यहाँ पे force लग रहा है, net force, and क्योंकि initially इसका velocity 0 था, तो velocity is also in that direction only, and from the time instant it is released from this point, it would acquire some velocity, है ना, because of the force,
Yeah.
and force and velocity would increase from I to C, right? In
Yeah.
backward direction. But what would happen from C to F? The force is in this direction. This is the direction of the force, and this is the direction of velocity. So velocity जो
Yep.
बढ़ गया था because of this acceleration will now decrease because acceleration अब दूसरी side है. Okay. So when it reaches at the top from C to F, the velocity, you can check this because I have an intuition कि मेरे को लगता है यही होगा. The velocity of the small mass and the velocity of the capital mass m would both be zero.
At the top.
हाँ. because by the conservation of mechanical energy, जब I to C जाएगा, the potential energy that it has
will decrease.
mgh वाला वो decrease हो जाएगा, and it would be converted into
Hmm.
the kinetic energy of both of these
Yeah.
bodies, right? But
Hmm.
when it goes from C to F, the potential
It will
energy
decrease.
increases. It would come at the expense of kinetic energy. So kinetic energy would decrease from C to F. And since if I consider the whole journey from I to F, there is no decrease in the potential energy. So effectively, it should act like there is no decrease in the kinetic energy. So initial kinetic energy zero था, तो final kinetic energy भी zero होना चाहिए. Okay, that is what I think should happen. So
Okay.
अब समझ में आ रहा है. So force वाला understanding is when you don't know about conservation of mechanical energy and all. After that you can verify from this work energy theorem of conservation of mechanical energy कि what should happen basically, कि energy कैसे convert हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, right?
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So
हाँ
at C it has maximum
हाँ
velocity.
at C it should have maximum velocity क्योंकि potential energy at that point is minimum.
What if it comes back? Then
अगर
again C.
हाँ अगर नीचे आ रहा है then also it the same thing would happen, right? क्योंकि ये फोर्सेस ऐसे, द पोटेंशियल एनर्जी सच दैट कि इट डजंट मैटर कि तुम कौन सा पाथ फॉलो कर रहे हो, यू आर गोइंग फ्रॉम आई टू सी टू एफ टू सी, और यू आर ओनली गोइंग फ्रॉम आई टू सी, राइट?
Yeah. Okay.
सो
ठीक है.
इफेक्टिवली क्या होगा फ्रॉम, अब जैसे हम क्या कह रहे हैं कि इन इट्स जर्नी फ्रॉम आई टू एफ,
Yeah.
both the capital mass M would move back and the small ball would also move back. But from its journey from F to I, the opposite of it would happen. एक तरीके से oscillate करने लगेगा, right?
Ah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, only the directions would change. Rest the magnitude of the velocities would be the same basically.
Okay.
तो oblique collision में, अच्छा इसमें पहले लिख लेना. There's something that I want you to write. So if two particles collide and they remain in contact for some time,
And they remain.
they remain in contact for some time,
Okay.
the line of common normal at point of contact is called line of impact.
The line of common normal at
Point of contact
of contact
is called line of
is
impact.
called of impact. Okay.
If velocities of objects are along the line of impact,
Hmm.
such collisions are called collisions in 1D. And if the velocities are oblique with the line of impact, then it is called oblique collision.
Okay.
ठीक है, अब इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, लेट्स सी. Suppose I have two objects like these. ये दो बॉल है मेरे पास, सपोज दिस इज one ball and this is the second ball. The mass of this ball is m1, the mass of this ball is m2. Suppose m1 moves in this direction with a speed ज़्यादा बड़ा बन गया. Let me write again. Suppose m1 moves in this direction, m2 moves like this, and the velocities are v1 and v2. u1 and u2 rather. This is u1, this is u2. Suppose u1 is greater than u2. So what do you think will happen?
They'll collide.
Yep. अब कोलाइड करेंगे तो लेट्स सी कैसे कोलाइड करेंगे. So what will happen? m1 m2. अब ये है, अब इसका वेलोसिटी तो यहाँ था m1 का, इट्स वेलोसिटी वाज लाइक दिस, और m2 का ऐसे था. तो क्या होगा, अब ये अगर if I draw a dotted line along the common normal, तो ये आ जाएगा. मतलब आई कैन टेक कंपोनेंट्स along the common normal, right? सपोज
Hmm.
ये ऐसे इंटरसेक्ट करे, ऐसे कोलाइड करे, सच दैट व्हेन दे आर अबाउट टू कोलाइड द एंगल ऑफ दिस एक्सिस दैट इज पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ बोथ ऑफ दीज आर, सपोज ये थीटा है, दिस एंगल इज थीटा सपोज.
Okay.
एंड क्योंकि ये दोनों हॉरिजॉन्टली मूव कर रहे हो तो दिस एंगल इज आल्सो थीटा, नीचे
Hmm.
वाला.
Yeah.
So, कोलिजन हुआ. Now we can
Hmm.
take the components of velocities along the perpendiculars जो हमने बनाए. So what will happen? अब वो एंगल थीटा था सपोज. अब क्या होगा, आई टेक द कंपोनेंट ऑफ इट्स वेलोसिटीज. तो वेलोसिटी का एक कंपोनेंट तो परपेंडिकुलर होगा इसके, दैट वुड बी u1 sin theta, this would be
Yeah.
u2 sin theta.
Yep.
The velocity component along this direction, अब ये क्या होगा, u1 cos theta,
Hmm.
दिस कंपोनेंट. एंड इसका यहाँ पे कंपोनेंट होगा u1 u2 cos theta, and we know that u1 is greater than u2. ठीक है.
Hmm.
So what we can see, जो impulse होगा, that impulse that would be imparted by one ball to the other would be in the direction of their of this line जो dotted बनाई है मैंने, right?
Yeah.
क्योंकि मोमेंटम चेंज से उसी डायरेक्शन में हो रहा है.
Hmm.
if you if you write the final state, कि सपोज मैं बना ही देता हूँ. फाइनल स्टेट में क्या होगा कि अब ये y कंपोनेंट वाले तो चेंज होंगे नहीं,
Hmm.
है ना. The only change that would happen would be along the line of this normal. Suppose the final velocity is v1, this is v2.
Hmm.
The momentum change would be equal to m2 v2 plus m1 v1 minus m2 u2 plus m1 v1 m1 u1.
Yeah.
वैसे तो इसमें मेरे को जरूरत होना नहीं चाहिए, it would effectively, I shouldn't write this, I should effectively say that in the direction of this line of impact, this is like case of 1D collision, है ना, क्योंकि हमने एक केस देख रखे हैं जिसमें वेलोसिटी परपेंडिकुलर होता है, उसमें कोई चेंज नहीं होता, तो दिस इज द केस ऑफ नॉर्मल 1D कोलिजन। और 1D कोलिजन में मोमेंटम
Hmm.
कंजर्व रखते हैं हम लोग, वो कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम रखते हैं। सो आई कैन राइट the initial momentum that was m1 u1 cos theta plus m2 u2 cos theta along the common axis is equal to the final momentum along that axis, that is m1 v1 plus m2 v2, right?
Yeah.
ये लिख सकता हूँ। फिर अब we have to find out what is v1 and v2. So for that we need to have one more information about the system. ठीक है, एक इक्वेशन से दो वेरिएबल नहीं निकाल सकते, तो the other information would be in form of coefficient of restitution always, most of the time. So coefficient of restitution in this case
Okay.
would be velocity of separation divided by velocity of approach. So if I assume
Yeah.
v2 to be greater than v1, the velocity of separation will be v2 minus v1, and the velocity of approach was
U2 minus U1.
क्योंकि v1 बड़ा u1 बड़ा था, तो the velocity of approach would be,
So U1 minus U2.
है ना, u1 cos theta minus u2 cos theta, not u1 minus u2, क्योंकि हम
Then why not V2 cos theta?
v2 तो मैंने इसमें इसी डायरेक्शन में लिया ना, इन द सेम
Oh,
डायरेक्शन।
okay, okay. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है.
सो फ्रॉम दीज टू इक्वेशन वे सी कि हाँ क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है। सो एज एन एग्जाम्पल ये करके देखना। सो यू हैव टू फाइंड द वेलोसिटी ऑफ बोथ द स्फीयर्स आफ्टर द कोलिजन। सो दिस इज द स्फीयर, and if I draw a line, ये सेंटर है इसका, ये एक हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन है, and I draw another sphere like this, ऐसे अरेंज है, and the mass of this sphere is m. The mass of this sphere is 2m. It was initially at rest, ये जो 2m mass था, and ये जो है mass m वाला sphere, it is moving with speed u towards the rest वाला mass. If its radius is r and its radius is also r, and you are given that the coefficient of restitution is half, these are the x and the y axes, मतलब तुमको बस ये ओरिएंटेशन दिखाने के लिए रहता है। सो यू हैव टू फाइंड द वेलोसिटी ऑफ बोथ द स्फीयर्स आफ्टर द कोलिजन हैपेंस। ट्राई करके देखो।
Okay, V1 is 0, V2 is u cos theta by 2,
V1 is 0 and V2 is
probably. U cos theta by 2,
cos theta क्या है?
theta is the angle with the line.
कितना होगा उसका वैल्यू?
Oh, no. R? Maybe? It can't be R
क्या चीज यार?
or related to R. U cos theta. Is it related to R?
नहीं, u cos थीटा तो नहीं आएगा रिलेटेड टू आर. cos थीटा यू कैन फाइंड आउट फ्रॉम द ज्योमेट्री कि कैसे कोलिजन हो रहा है. cos थीटा ऐसा ही होगा ना, जैसे ये r था, r रेडियस का बॉल.
Was it U by 2? Is the answer U by 2?
ना 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 ना, देखो ऐसे हो रहा है कोलिजन.
Hmm.
सच दैट दिस इज परपेंडिकुलर. तो ये डिस्टेंस, यू नो, ये तो एंगल 90 डिग्री है, राइट? कंसिडर दिस ट्राइंगल.
Yeah.
दिस डिस्टेंस इज आर. ये रेडियस भी आर होगा.
Hmm.
ये आर है ना. सो ये थीटा एंगल है, राइट? सो यू नो कि
Yeah.
फ्रॉम हियर यू कैन से the value of sine theta would be equal to r by r plus r,
R by R
that is half. So
4S.
cos theta would be equal to root 3 by 2, right?
So U root 3 by 4.
हाँ.
Okay. 1 second.
ये ज्योमेट्री से भी देखना आना चाहिए, मतलब दिस इज आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट.
Okay.
फिर अभी तक हमने जैसे एक क्वेश्चन किया था ना कि जिसमें हमने कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन दिया था फ्लोर का, एंड वी ड्रॉप द बॉल फ्रॉम अ हाइट एंड वी कैलकुलेटेड टोटल डिस्टेंस ऑफ ट्रेवल, मीन सब्सिक्वेंट जंप एंड सो ऑन. तो उसी का एक वेरिएशन.
Hmm.
लेट अस अज्यूम कि हमारे पास फिर से फ्लोर है. Again we have a floor. Again there is no friction from the ground. Okay, no friction. So this is an important point. कोई friction नहीं है ground पर. And suppose what I do, I take a ball, है ना, rather than throwing it vertically, I throw it at an angle. So what I am doing is I am throwing it with a velocity u, okay, at an angle theta from the vertical, suppose. So what would happen? ये तो कंटिन्यू करेगा चलना. It continue moving in this direction. Or at the point where it is about, where it will collide with the floor, this angle, अभी मैं कंसिडर नहीं कर रहा हूँ कि there is gravity, right? क्योंकि ग्रेविटी होगा तो
Okay.
प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन होगा बेसिकली.
सीधा. हाँ.
अभी हम नॉर्मल केस, सबसे सिंपल केस से लेंगे. सो इफ देयर इज नो ग्रेविटी, ये इसी डायरेक्शन में कंटिन्यू करता रहेगा. सो दिस एंगल वुड आल्सो बी थीटा. Suppose the coefficient of restitution is given to you as E. ठीक है, we can in general we'll say that ये जो अब दोबारा यहाँ से निकलेगी बॉल, this won't be the same angle theta, this would be some angle, some other angle phi, right? क्योंकि वेलोसिटी चेंज हो गया
Okay.
बेसिकली,
Hmm.
क्योंकि कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन E है and it is given that E may not be equal to 1, so we cannot take the case where the angles would be equal. So
Hmm.
अभी आया यहाँ पे, now what it has is a velocity V. पहले उसके पास u velocity, now it has V velocity. So we'll analyze this system. अब ये एंगल फाई हो जाएगा, and suppose I consider this as my x axis and this as my y axis. अब इस केस में इम्पल्स कौन से डायरेक्शन में होगा इम्पार्ट?
Like this.
इम्पल्स
Like
स्लांट होगा,
like if we break it, it won't be slant, but it generally it will be right.
देयर इज नो फ्रिक्शन, ठीक है. सो
Okay.
अगर मैं बोलूँ, चलो इफ आई डिवाइड द वेलोसिटी u इनटू टू कंपोनेंट, एक तो नेगेटिव y एक्सिस में होगा, एक x एक्सिस में होगा.
Yeah.
तो वेलोसिटी जो ये जो हम कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन E ले रहे हैं, दैट इज द वेलोसिटी ऑफ सेपरेशन डिवाइडेड बाय वेलोसिटी ऑफ अप्रोच. क्या वेलोसिटी अलोंग x एक्सिस वुड प्ले एनी पार्ट इन either separating from the wall or approaching the wall?
Yeah.
Why? उससे ज़्यादा पैरेलल मुझसे
Because
कम
u is
होएगा,
not v, right?
बट
See, it's coming like this. So it has some x component, and it will mostly it will be different from this
अरे तो
component, right? The v component.
अप्रोच तो वो वॉल को सिर्फ वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट की वजह से करेगा ना, एक्स कंपोनेंट की वजह से तो ना करेगा. एक्स कंपोनेंट वुड कंट्रीब्यूट इन मूविंग पैरेलल टू द वॉल, राइट?
Yeah.
तो
Hmm.
जो मोमेंटम चेंज होगा या फिर कोलिशन जो हो रहा है, दैट इज ओनली अलोंग वाई एक्सिस के अलोंग. दैट वुड बी लाइक अगर तुम उसके पार्टिकल के साथ साथ मूव करते रहो सपोज विद द सेम एक्स डायरेक्शन वेलोसिटी, सो इट वुड अपीयर लाइक कि वो नीचे जा रहा है फिर ऊपर आ रहा है, जस्ट लाइक अ वर्टिकल कोलिजन.
Yeah.
तो the only impulse that would be transferred would be in the direction of y axis,
Hmm.
है ना, क्योंकि x direction,
Yeah.
the x direction component of velocity is not at all changing, ठीक है,
Hmm.
because there is nothing to change the x direction velocity. So we can write that v sine phi is obviously equal to u sin theta, ठीक है. हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट में कोई चेंज नहीं, बिकॉज देयर इज नथिंग, कोई फोर्स ही नहीं लग रहा है एक्स डायरेक्शन में, तो व्हाई वुड द वेलोसिटी कंपोनेंट वुड चेंज, क्योंकि फ्रिक्शन ही नहीं है.
Yep.
And it is set to coefficient of restitution is E. So E we can say is velocity of separation divided by velocity of approach, and the velocity of separation is nothing but V cos phi, and the velocity of approach is U
We
cos phi,
oh no, u cos phi
है ना.
theta.
हाँ थीटा, सॉरी. अब हमें E तो पता है, so we can write V cos phi is equals to E times U cos theta. This is the second equation that we'll get. If I say this is the first equation, this is the second equation, if I divide 1 and 2, I do 1 by 2, I'll get tan phi is equals to 1 by E, or tan theta by E rather, not 1 by E, right?
Wait, what do we have to get?
We are analyzing this system basically, कि होगा क्या,
Okay.
है ना.
Okay.
So if you want to get phi and you know theta and E, then you can get what angle it will again rebound. Okay, so this is an
Yeah.
important point. And if you do 1 squared plus 2 squared, you'll get v square sine square phi plus v square cos square phi. So you'll get effectively v square is equals to, u square में कॉमन ले लिया, sin square phi sin square theta plus e square cos square theta. So you can say that the velocity would be u times sin square theta plus e square cos square theta. This is the final velocity and it would be oriented at this angle phi that is given by this. So if you know u, theta and e, then you can find out at what velocity will it leave after the collision and what would be the angle at which it will leave. ठीक है ना?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we can say that if E is equals to 1, if it's an elastic collision,
Yeah.
so from what would be the velocity? U, V. V would be equal to U, right?
Yep.
And tan phi would be equal to tan theta. That means phi would be equal to theta.
Yeah.
So that is the case that we discussed earlier.
Hmm.
तो ये चीज वो था. And second, if E is equals to 0, that would mean V is equals to U sin theta.
Hmm.
Okay. यानी कि after getting after being collided with the wall या फिर floor, it doesn't leave the floor basically. ऐसे आया and it is just moving like this. कोई rebound हुआ ही नहीं. There is no vertical component. And phi would be equal to tan theta by 0, that is tan phi would be infinity, so phi would be equal to 90 degrees.
Hmm.
यानी कि it moves along the surface पे मूव कर रहा है बस. ठीक है. So it is like, nah, I won't take the example. फिर okay, तो I taught you this concept. अब इसके बेस पे I'll give you a question. Suppose
Okay.
हम खेल रहे हैं कैरम, and in the carom,
Hmm.
rather than having a nine rectangular board, I have a circular board. Okay. और एक
Okay.
एंड पर मैंने स्ट्राइकर रखा. दिस इज द सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल. और फ्रॉम द सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल the striker is given a velocity u at an angle theta from it. So this angle is theta. अब क्या होगा? A striker would continue moving in this direction only
Yep.
until it collides with the wall. And suppose after colliding or during the collision I say कि ये angle theta था. Okay, when it is
Okay.
when it approached, and after getting collided its angle changed. ठीक है. अब ये एंगल हो गया फाई. ऑब्वियसली आफ्टर कोलिजन हमने माना है कि एंगल चेंज हो गया, सो दिस बिकम्स फाई. सो आफ्टर this collision again one other collision happens such that अब तो ऑब्वियसली ये एंगल भी फाई होगा जब ये कोलाइड कर रहा है. सिंस ये दोनों रेडियस है तो दिस एंगल वुड आल्सो बी फाई. ठीक है. तो अब सपोज आफ्टर कोलिजन it again reaches this point from where it was released. ये एंगल अल्फा है suppose. Okay. So you have to,
Okay.
and coefficient of restitution is given to you as E. ठीक है, you have to find tan theta in terms of E in a carom board if the striker is hit like this. So tan theta would come only in terms of E. It is a fairly easy question. काफी easy है. You just have to think about it and use your basics. See, मैं जो भी क्वेश्चन कराता हूँ, in 90% of the cases they are pretty easy. You just have to apply the basics that is taught you. Just that. That's it. अब फिर 2-3 क्वेश्चन obviously I do just for fun किया. ठीक है.
Is it one of those 2-3 questions?
No, 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 no. It is pretty easy. इससे वो पहले जो पढ़ाया था जस्ट अप्लाई दैट, क्योंकि वही दैट वाज टॉट टू यू फॉर अ पर्पस.
What is the x and y? Is it
एक्स और वाई की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. आई हैव टॉट यू कि थीटा फाई दे रखा हो तो यू हाउ यू फाइंड द फाइनल वेलोसिटी, हाउ यू फाइंड द फाइनल एंगल, ये बता रहेगा. दैट ओनली यू यूज. एक्स और वाई का कहीं यूज नहीं होगा. एक्स और वाई यू कैन नॉट यूज इन द सर्कुलर फ्रेम. मतलब काफी कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा ना. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू, इसको मान लेना इफ यू वांट. जैसे सपोज करो ऐसे कोलाइड कर रहा है. सो इफ आई टेक दिस टू बी अ टेंजेंट ऑफ द सर्कल, है ना, ये एंगल तुमको थीटा दे रखा है एंड ये एंगल फाई दे रखा है. एंड ऑब्वियसली अगर मैं टेंजेंट बनाऊंगा तो दिस वुड बी 90 डिग्रीज, राइट. द टोटल वुड बी 90
yeah?
डिग्री. So this would be exactly the same case as we have discussed just before this.
Okay.
फिर अब इसके अलॉन्ग सोचो कुछ. What will do?
How do we write tan phi in terms of E?
Tan phi is equals to tan theta by E. लिखा है जरा.
But we need to write tan theta
Hmm.
is equal to tan phi into E. So how do I convert tan phi into terms of E?
अच्छा रुको, ये सोचो, एट, अरे ये क्या हो गया, हर पॉइंट पर एट ईच पॉइंट वेर इट इज कोलाइडिंग आई कैन राइट दीज थ्री थिंग्स. tan phi would be equal to tan theta by e, पहला चीज. In the second collision I
Oh,
can write tan alpha is equals to tan phi by e. In the third collision I can write tan theta is equals to tan alpha by e, right?
yeah.
So okay, so I can write tan theta times tan phi plus tan phi times tan alpha plus tan alpha times tan phi would be equal to 1.
How?
अब दिस इज, ये कहाँ से आया? अब तुमको पता है कि टू थीटा प्लस टू फाइव प्लस टू अल्फा इज इक्वल्स टू पाई. ठीक है, दैट इज फॉर्मिंग अ
Yeah.
ट्राइंगल, है ना.
Oh, yeah.
थीटा प्लस फाइव प्लस अल्फा इज इक्वल्स टू पाई बाई टू. फ्रॉम ये
Yeah.
इस आइडेंटिटी से दिस फॉलोज, राइट. दिस इज अ मैथमेटिकल आइडेंटिटी, हमें तो पढ़ाया था ट्रिग्नोमेट्री में, आई डोंट नो अबाउट यू.
Hmm.
अब डायरेक्ट बस पुट कर दो.
Okay. Got. हाँ.
फिर
Then?
तुमको क्या मिल जाएगा बेसिकली, मैं बताता हूँ. सो इफ यू पुट योर tan थीटा tan phi tan अल्फा की वैल्यू पुट कर दोगे, so you'll get 1 by tan square theta is equals to 1 by e plus 1 by e cube plus 1 by e square. So basically this is your tan theta. Okay. इसमें सिर्फ मैथमेटिकल आइडेंटिटी लगना था एंड वो रिलेशन जो मैं बताया था ऊपर, दैट्स इट.
Okay.
अब एक क्वेश्चन होमवर्क में है,
Hmm.
होमवर्क. अब क्या है, नाउ वी हैव थ्री बॉल्स. कॉपी पेस्ट. लाइक दिस. ठीक है, और ये क्या है कि ये वाला जो है बॉल, all the balls are identical. ठीक है, everyone has a mass m, radius r. So
Okay.
what happened कि this was at rest and this ball was at rest initially, and this ball was approaching, uh, was moving horizontally with the speed u, and you are given that e is equal to 1 है. Here the coefficient of restriction is 1, and that you have to find velocity of all the discs. So these are not balls, these are discs after collision. If all balls are identical, फिर यहाँ पे balls लिखा है, so I'll write discs. All discs are identical. ठीक है,
Hmm.
ओके. और ये हो गया हमारा ऑब्लिक कोलिजन खत्म. मतलब by these
Okay.
principles you can do almost any question that exists on
Hmm.
in the books that is mostly used. अब आता है वेरिएबल मास. नाउ व्हाई इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट? हमें पता है मोमेंटम इज इक्वल्स टू एम वी होता है, राइट. सो
Yeah.
वेलोसिटी चेंज होने की वजह से भी मोमेंटम चेंज हो सकता है, एंड
Yep.
द पॉसिबिलिटी दैट वी डिडंट कंसिडर, मास चेंज होने की वजह से भी देयर कुड बी चेंज इन मोमेंटम, राइट? मास चेंज हो गया
Hmm.
सपोज, there would be a change in momentum. That means if there is change in momentum, there would be an impulse, right?
Yeah.
So if I consider this scenario, suppose I have a mass m, capital M, that was initially moving with v speed. Okay.
Okay.
Now what I have is a small mass delta m that is initially moving with u, and if I consider both of them to be a system,
Hmm.
okay, I apply force on the system such that after time delta t, what happens is these masses have combined, and the effective mass would be m plus delta m because mass is conserved,
Yeah.
and the system would be moving
Yeah.
at the velocity v dash. Suppose we don't know what v dash is.
Hmm.
So अब इसके बीच में we can write that impulse would be equal to f times delta t, the impulse that is imparted on the system, that would be change in linear momentum, that would be m plus delta m times v dash minus delta m times u plus m times v.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So this is for a variable mass system. ये equation. If someone asks you what will be the impulse, uh, you can find out. अगर तुमको force और delta t दिया है, then you can find out what will be the final velocity, initial velocity, and the masses are also given. Now comes
Okay.
the last aspect of this chapter, principle of, not principle, principle, कौन सा principle? School वाला principle is PAL, right? Or PLE.
Hmm.
It's PAL.
Uh, school का SPA है.
So this would be PLE. Principle of rocket propulsion. So in this you would have to write. So consider a rocket whose initial mass is m naught.
I
It's
have to write it.
हाँ.
Okay. 1 second. Huh. Consider.
Consider a rocket whose initial mass is m naught.
Okay.
It rejects burnt gases with speed u relative to the rocket. Mass burnt per unit time is mu. Let any let at any instant the mass of the rocket is capital M.
Let at any instant.
The mass of the rocket is M, capital M, and its velocity is v.
Okay.
After next dt time, its mass is m plus dm, and its velocity is v plus dv.
Okay.
तो इस केस में ऑब्वियसली dm वुड बी नेगेटिव, राइट? क्योंकि मास जो है इजेक्ट हो रहा है,
Yeah.
from the rocket. So the
Hmm.
m plus dma, in that the dm is negative.
Yeah.
I earlier had a confusion in this, and I corrected it from my teacher. मतलब जब when I was in 11th. I
Hmm.
didn't know. तो अब रॉकेट है हमारे पास. Suppose I draw the rocket like this. So this is my rocket. ठीक है.
It flies horizontally.
I mean horizontal था ही है बस.
Okay.
So uh, it rejects some mass. ठीक है. So this is the mass that is rejected. And now we have this. So if earlier we consider this rocket to be moving with v and it has a mass m, and I consider this whole rocket to be my system,
Hmm.
after it अब मैंने क्या बोला था, that it rejects the burnt gases with speed u relative to the rocket. Obviously वो पीछे रिजेक्ट करेगा, राइट? आगे तो रिजेक्ट नहीं
Yeah.
करेगा. So with respect to
Hmm.
ground, the fuel would move with the speed v plus dv minus u minus v. No, sorry, it was earlier moving with u, right? Not v.
Yeah.
Or it was moving with v. No, no, no,
It
no.
rejects gases with speed u.
So it was moving with v, है ना?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And ऐसे ही उसने रिजेक्ट किया, the gas started moving backwards with v, with u velocity related to the rocket. So इसने रिजेक्ट कर दिया, the velocity of the burned gases would be v plus dv minus
Hmm.
u, and
U.
this would be dm. अब dm तो
Yeah.
नेगेटिव है खैर. The mass would be m plus dm. By mass conservation, if m plus dm final rocket का mass है, this would be minus dm, the burned gases mass. Remember that dm is negative. ठीक है. So minus dm would be
Why
positive.
not just write m minus dm?
We can write it, but I mean, you'll get the hang of it.
Okay.
Or final rocket is moving with v plus dv, right? This will be v plus d. So if I'm considering the whole rocket as a system, I can write by principle of momentum conservation. I can write that the initial momentum should be same as the final momentum if I'm considering the whole as a system, as there is no external force acting on it. So
Hmm.
initial momentum is mv, capital M times capital, not capital M times v, and the final momentum is m plus dm times v plus dv plus minus dm times v plus dv minus u. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
अब इसको एक्सपेंड करेंगे तो क्या होगा, m टाइम्स v प्लस m टाइम्स dv प्लस dm टाइम्स v प्लस dm टाइम्स dv माइनस dm into v minus dm into dv plus dm into u, right? And this is equal to mv.
Yeah.
mv से mv गया, मैं दूसरे कलर से काट देता हूँ these terms. mv से mv गया and dm times v plus dm times v minus dm times v कट गया, and we are left with, और since this term is a double derivative का मतलब derivative का multiplication with the derivative, this is approaching to zero obviously. ठीक है. And
Hmm.
Oh, actually, this is getting cancelled, so I don't need to say कि this is approaching zero. So this would be cancelled by this. So what you are left with is 0 is equals to mdv uh, plus dm times u.
Yeah.
And since dm is negative, तो मैं क्या लिख सकता हूँ, mdv is equals to minus u times dm. And obviously they, oh, क्योंकि both of these are positive terms, so this makes sense right now. अब
Yeah.
like, right, dv is equals to minus u dm by m.
Hmm.
If I integrate both of these sides, then up when the rocket is just about to blast off, its velocity is zero, and it has a mass m naught initially. Suppose, okay,
Yeah.
at some other time instant, the mass of the rocket has reduced by what degree? It would be m naught times m naught minus nu times t after time t, right? Because the rocket is rejecting gases uh, with the amount nu per unit time. So after time t, the mass left in the rocket would be m naught minus nu t, and the speed would have been increased to some v. So I can write v minus 0 would
Isn't it V plus D? Oh, ठीक. Yeah, yeah.
है ना,
Okay. Hmm.
तो ये v ये हो गया माइनस u ln m naught minus nu t upon m naught. So from here you can find out what will be the final velocity of the rocket after time t if the initial mass is m naught and rocket is rejecting the gases with speed u related to the rocket. ठीक है.
Okay.
And there is something known as thrust force. Thrust thrust force.
Do we
Uh,
have to remember the formula?
um, if you know how to derive it, then there's no need.
No.
Okay. Okay, there would be some questions that that would require it. The not the final formula, but at least कि क्या करना होता है, right?
Okay. ठीक है.
So thrust force on the rocket. So thrust force would be equal to minus nu times dm by dt. This is the formula. This is F thrust. This would be useful in fluid mechanics as well. That is why I am writing it here. Okay. ठीक है.
Okay.
ठीक है. तो ये हो गया. Chapter is now over.
Okay.
अब let's
One
start
last
with
chapter
one last chapter.
for mechanics.
हाँ.
Kind of.
हाँ.
मतलब.
The scariest portion of 11th is now about to get over. इसके बाद तो सब हलवा है.
Okay.
Uh, okay. So rigid body dynamics और rotation हमें मतलब rigid body dynamics के नाम से पढ़ाया था. So I'll stick with that name. Rigid body dynamics. So rigid body dynamics पढ़ रहे हैं. So what is a rigid body?
The one that's hard to break.
That's true. So if it's hard to break, that means not a hard. In physics, you treat it, it is not breakable. Basically, it can't be deformed actually, right? So मैं
Okay.
definition बोलता हूँ, तुम लिख सकते हो if you want. So if the distance between any 2 points of a body remains constant, then such a body is called a rigid body.
Okay.
तो अगर मैं एक rigid body बनाता हूँ, suppose if this is a rigid body and I mark 2 points on it, this is A, this is B, and this is the line of displacement, the shortest distance between A and B. So if I consider 2 points A and B on the rigid body, the distance between A and B is constant. So
Yeah.
R AB is equals to constant. I can write here. And if RAB is equals to constant, there can be two cases. Okay. One case can be that the velocity of A with respect to B is 0. Then only the distance between A and B cannot change, right?
Yeah.
So if I consider this case, if the velocity of A with respect to B is 0, that means the velocity of A is same as the velocity of B. That means then this vector, this distance vector that I have spanned from A to B would be constant. Its
Yep.
direction and magnitude both won't change. And hence the distance between A and B would remain the same. Okay, this would also be constant. So this means B
Okay.
to B. And I have not specified any case ki A and B are arranged horizontally, vertical, or anything else. So this is applicable to all the points. So I can write that all the particles, if I, for a particular A, if I choose many B's, this condition would hold true for all of them. And
Yeah.
eventually, what will happen that all the particles will move with the same velocity, right?
Yeah.
And this is what we have studied till now if we are considering objects, right? So agar if I have this body only, if I am imposing this condition on that, so I can write a VA. What would happen ki during its motion it would have translated like this basically, कुछ ऐसा motion करा होगा. I can assume it translated some motion came like this, such that the distance between A and B is not changing.
Yep.
ऐसा मूव कर रहा है. सो इट इज मूविंग लाइक कि अब जैसे मैंने ये मेरा रिजिड बॉडी है सपोज, एंड इफ आई कीप मूविंग इट लाइक दिस, ठीक है, इट्स ओरिएंटेशन इज नॉट चेंजिंग, है ना, द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन ए एंड बी इज नॉट
Yeah.
चेंजिंग, एंड बोथ all the particles are moving with the same velocity. So this is this case.
Yeah.
And this type of motion is known as pure translatory motion. There is no rotation, right? किसी चीज का rotation, there is only translation that is happening. So this is
Yeah.
translatory motion. Rather, I should write pure translatory motion. And what would be the kinetic energy of the body in that case? Kinetic energy would be simple half mv square that we know till now. है ना? Simple. Now, if we have the velocity of A with respect to V is not zero, We have this as the second case.
Hmm.
Still, we have to impose this condition that the distance between A and B is constant, right?
Yeah.
And right, A B का vector का magnitude is the distance, so that is constant. So this means
Hmm.
with respect to A, B must be moving in a circular path. And the velocity of
Okay.
A with respect to B would be equal to omega cross RAB. This we know from circular motion.
Yeah.
So in this case, अभी लिख लेना. In this case,
Hmm.
with respect to any point, अब जैसे A and B are totally arbitrary, right? I have not specified कि A और B कैसे orientation है, where are they located, and nothing else, right? We have just considered 2 points. So in this case, with respect to any point, all other points revolve in a circle with same angular velocity,
Yeah.
and this is called angular velocity of a rigid body. The angular velocity with which they rotate is known as the angular velocity of the rigid body. Okay.
Yeah.
And if I have this as the rigid body, so and if I take two particles along this line, suppose this particle is A, it has a velocity v1 at an angle alpha from this line that is connecting A and B, and B का जो velocity है that is v2 at an angle beta, है ना, from this line. Then I can write that for A or B, क्योंकि rigid body है तो distance between A and B, if I label it as D, this should not change, and if this should not change, then v1 cos alpha should be equal to v2 cos beta, right? अगर ये केस नहीं होगा, then A और B के बीच में distance would decrease,
Hmm.
obviously.
Yeah.
And if this is if this is true, v1 cos alpha is equal to
Hmm.
v2 cos beta, then what we are left with? We would be left with
Yeah.
only this. मैं नीचे बना लेता हूँ. We would be left with, I guess, अगर इसमें मैं कंपोनेंट ले लेता हूँ, I can write this perpendicular component as v1 sine alpha, this would be v2 sine beta, and ये वाले component तो बराबर ही है, so I'll write them like this only. And what would be the velocity of A with respect to B, or velocity of B with respect to A? That would be v2 sine beta minus v1 sine alpha,
Yeah.
right? And by that logic, as we know, VBA is equals to omega BA times cross RBA. Away distance मैंने, if I take the magnitude of both the sides, then I'll write V2 sine beta minus V1 sine alpha is equals to omega times D, where D is the distance between them.
Hmm.
So the omega from here we can get as V2 sine beta minus V1 sine alpha divided by D. And this omega would be same if you consider any two particles. Yeah, this would come as a fact.
Okay.
अब what is this motion basically considering? अगर ये फिर से मैं if I taking this as a rigid body, तो इस केस में it is not moving like this, ठीक है ना, rather it is having, अब जैसे ये मैं tip of this I consider two particles है ना, अब this is not moving like this, rather there is some relative velocity, so it might be moving and rotating, right? ऐसे नॉर्मल भी मूव
Yeah.
हो सकता है, इट माइट बी रोटेटिंग एज वेल. सो इफ आई सी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस, if I am constantly moving with this point, with respect to this point, the other particle would be moving in a circular motion always.
Yeah.
तो ये है. Okay, all right. Now there is a concept that is known as moment of inertia.
Yep.
So तुमको idea what is moment of inertia?
No. Uh, no. No.
नहीं, कुछ भी होगा तो इट्स ओके.
Like inertia is basically, um,
Resistant to
what
movement.
is it? Like, is it? It's basically an object in motion will stay in motion, will stay at rest if it's at rest, if no external force is applied because of inertia.
Right. So inertia basically, as to put it in another way, another other words, it is basically telling you कि if something is moving, right, तुम कुछ move कर रहा है, and you have to deviate it from its path basically, and suppose
Yeah.
pushing it, है ना, to deviate it from
Hmm.
its path. ज़्यादा inertia मतलब you will have to push more. Lower inertia मतलब
Yeah.
you will have to push less. Moment of inertia का क्या मतलब? Moment is basically a term. Moment can be of anything, not only of inertia. Moment can be of
Hmm.
anything. But what moment of inertia means is, suppose you want to rotate an object. Suppose I want to rotate this. Okay? If I am rotating about this
Yeah.
axis, है ना?
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
want to rotate it about this axis. How much? I don't know. You can say push maybe. How much
Hmm.
push I would have to apply? Okay? इसका कुछ value होगा, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
certainly rotating this is more easier than rotating this,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
rotating this is further more easier than rotating this
Yep.
basically, है ना. So
Hmm.
every object has a tendency to be rotated, है ना, at
Hmm.
different forces. It might be
Yeah.
possible कि दो object might move at the same force, but still as a measure
Hmm.
कि ये कितना force में move करेगा, I am saying force roughly, but you get the point. Some
Yeah.
objects are harder to rotate than the others, and
Hmm.
something like that you would have seen. Suppose you have a cylinder. घर पे जो
Hmm.
cylinder आता होगा, है ना? It might be possibly Bangalore में there will CNG pipes or something, but suppose there is a cylinder, a gas cylinder. उसको rotate करना is much harder than rotating a car wheel, right? Basically.
Yeah.
So basically that is a feel that you can get कि what is moment of inertia. Moment of inertia is basically
Hmm.
that only.
Yeah.
तो मोमेंट ऑफ इसका तुम डेफिनेशन लिख लेना. मैं बोलता हूँ
Hmm.
मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. सो कंसिडर अ रिजिड बॉडी revolving about fixed axis with uniform angular velocity omega. Its all points will be moving in circular paths of different radii but with same angular velocity.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so suppose I take a 3D body this time. Suppose body जो है ऐसी है ना, and I am rotating it about this axis. Suppose this is the axis about which I am rotating this body. कोई आलू हो सकता है ना, it might be a gold piece or something, कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Hmm.
So it is rotating like this with the angular velocity omega about this axis. Okay, it is like
Yeah.
rotating this around an axis like this. So if I take a mass, this mass m1 that is at a distance of r1 from the center, it would be rotating in a circle like this. ऐसे circular path
Yeah.
follow कर रहा होगा. Similarly, if I
Hmm.
take another particle, ये m1 था. Suppose I take another particle m2, it would rotate in a circle like this. That would have a different radii.
Yeah.
So radius r2
Hmm.
round now, है ना? So what would be the kinetic
Yep.
energy of this m1 particle? K of m1. What do you think it would be?
Half
mv.
m v square.
Huh? What would be r omega?
Yeah. R omega.
r1 omega whole squared, right?
Hmm.
This will be half m1 r1 square omega square. Similarly, the kinetic energy of m2 small mass would be half m2 r2 squared omega squared, right?
Yeah.
And if I want to find out the kinetic energy of the whole body, that would be simply the kinetic energy of all the masses, all small masses, right?
Hmm.
सब masses को combine करूँ, then the total
Integral.
total kinetic energy मिल जाएगी मुझे. So the total
Yeah.
kinetic energy would be half m1 r1 squared omega squared plus half m2 r2 squared omega squared plus so on, basically.
Yeah.
What you find is I can write it like this: half m1 r1 squared plus m2 r2 squared plus m3 r3 squared plus so on, जितने भी masses है अपने पास and at the proper distances where they are, times omega squared, क्योंकि omega squared सब में है,
Yeah.
I can take it from
Yeah.
this quantity that is in between, ये वाला, this is known as moment of inertia, and it is denoted by I,
Okay.
basically.
Hmm.
So kinetic energy is equals to half this whole thing I can write as I omega squared. Kinetic energy of a body that is rotating about an axis with the angular velocity omega
Hmm.
is equal to half I omega squared. और I, अब जैसे मैं किसी भी एक्सिस के अलोंग इसको रोटेट कर सकता हूँ, राइट? सो फॉर ईच
Yeah.
एक्सिस काइनेटिक एनर्जी वुड बी डिफरेंट, राइट? मतलब नॉट
Yep.
काइनेटिक एनर्जी, आई कैन से कि अगर सपोज मैं इसको ऐसे रोटेट कर रहा हूँ, इस बॉक्स को आई एम रोटेटिंग लाइक
Hmm.
दिस, it would
Yeah.
take me some amount of energy to rotate like this. Whereas if I
Yeah.
rotate it like this, now I'm rotating
Hmm.
it like this way. This would
Big
take
loss.
some other energy, right? It could take less, it could take more.
Hmm.
If I rotate it like this, it could take some other energy, है ना? Equal तो होगा नहीं.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I depends on which axis you are rotating. Okay, half or omega square
Okay.
would be the same. If I take omega as constant, है ना, हर केस में, if I take the angular velocity as
Hmm.
constant, but I change the axis, I would change, and hence the kinetic energy required to do so would change, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So that is the thing. So moment of inertia basically has the same role as mass has in translatory motion, right? Translatory motion में
Huh.
you are getting the kinetic energy as half mv square. In case of
Yeah.
rotation, we are getting half I omega square. So moment of inertia has this same role as mass has in
Hmm.
translatory motion. And
Yeah.
moment of inertia is the inertia of rotation. जैसे mass is the inertia of movement, right? Translatory motion का कि जितना ज़्यादा mass होगा, you'd have to apply more energy to push it. Similarly,
Yep.
moment of inertia is the inertia of rotation. That is, any object has a tendency to oppose change in its state of rotation. Basically वही चीज़ है, right?
Hmm.
And moment of inertia obviously depends on the distribution of mass, क्योंकि m1
Yep.
m1 r1 है ना, मास और r दोनों पे डिपेंड करता है. So if you have more
Hmm.
mass concentrated at closer distance from the rotation axis, the moment of inertia would be less, क्योंकि r का
Yeah.
if the same mass is distributed far apart, the moment of inertia would be more, right? So ये चीज लिख लो, जो मैंने बताई है. एक तो मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया हैज द सेम रोल एज मास हैज इन ट्रांसलेटरी मोशन. देख लिया.
Hmm. Yeah.
मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया इज द इनर्शिया ऑफ रोटेशन. ये सेकंड पॉइंट है. दैट इज any object has tendency to oppose change in state of rotation.
That is.
That is, any object has tendency to oppose change in state of rotation. वही चीज है कि द सेम थिंग एज कि रोटेटिंग अ सिलेंडर इज मोर डिफिकल्ट देन रोटेटिंग अ एम्प्टी सिलेंडर में भी, है ना. या रोटेटिंग अ
Hmm.
सिलेंडर इज मोर इजियर देन रोटेटिंग मोर डिफिकल्ट देन रोटेटिंग दिस बॉटल, ऑब्वियसली, राइट.
Yeah. Yeah.
अब व्हाई वुड दैट बी द केस? क्योंकि अब सिलेंडर के केस में द मास इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड at a common radius, basically पहले चीज, है ना. So I can
Hmm.
take r to be the same if I take a same cylinder shape, है ना. सेम r रेडियस पे एक और सिलेंडर मैंने रखा, r रेडियस का सिलेंडर लिया है, बट इन दैट केस आई टेक अ लेस डेंस पार्टिकल, यानी कि द मास is lesser. So rotating that is easier than rotating a steel cylinder, basically. So rotating a steel
Yeah.
cylinder is difficult than rotating a plastic cylinder. Okay, that we get from here.
Hmm.
And the third point is the moment of inertia depends upon distribution of mass about axis of rotation.
Yeah.
Closer the mass is from the axis of rotation, lesser will be the moment of inertia.
Hmm.
If distance of particles from axis of rotation remains unchanged,
Yeah. Hmm.
then moment of inertia will also remain the same.
Yeah. Hmm.
That is why a ring and a hollow pipe may have same moment of inertia about their axis, provided that they have same mass and same radius. ये खैर मैं बाद में प्रूव कर सकता हूँ, so no need to write this. Okay.
Hmm.
तो moment of inertia क्या होता है? That I have defined you, है ना. How do you
Yep.
calculate a moment of inertia if you are given a mass distribution? Basically m1 r1 square plus m2
Hmm.
r2 square करना होता है, right?
Yeah.
Suppose अब मैं एक क्वेश्चन देता हूँ. You have to find the moment of inertia in this case. So you have to find the moment of inertia about x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, and the straight line y is equals to x in the following arrangement that I'll give. So what does this mean? I'll tell you. है ना, पहले बना देता हूँ. Suppose I have this arrangement. ये मेरा x एक्सिस है, ये मेरा y एक्सिस है, and I have four masses, 4 point masses. First is at origin, इसका mass है m. Second is along y axis, its mass is m. Third is on along x axis, its mass is m. And the fourth, basically I have formed the shape of a square.
Hmm.
So the fourth mass is at this point. Its mass is also m. And this distance is a, this distance is also a. So what does moment of inertia about x-axis mean? That means if you are rotating along x-axis, what would be the moment of inertia? यानी कि if you are rotating, okay,
Got it.
है ना, समझ गए
So we
ना?
consider only ऊपर के masses.
हाँ. And if you are rotating along y-axis, you will consider only the right-hand side particles.
हाँ, yeah.
But if you are rotating along x is equals to y-axis, you will have to consider the
Then
masses along
up
x
and
and y-axis. अब ऐसे
हाँ,
ऐसे रोटेट
yeah,
करो.
yeah,
तो ये,
yeah, yeah. Fine then.
तो इस केस में भी
Hmm.
फाइंड करके देखो व्हाट वुड बी द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया along all the four
Okay.
axes. इतना मैं आता है. I have to go to.
So moment of inertia, what formula do we use? Just like mr square. That's it.
हाँ. For each
Okay.
for each particle you have to find m r square, and r would obviously depend on m and r, not
Yeah.
m, but r would depend on कि कौन सा axis के about you would have to find the axis, you would have to find the distance. अगर suppose x axis के along you are rotating, then suppose I mark these particles. Suppose I say कि this particle is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. So if you are finding the moment of inertia along x-axis, RA and RD would be 0, and RB would be A, RC would be A, right?
Yeah.
And if you are calculating along y-axis, that would be RA and RB would be 0, but you will have RC and RD to be equal to A, right?
Yeah.
And if you are
Yeah.
calculating along z-axis, so only RA would be 0, rest RB and RD would be A, and RC would be root 2A. And if you are rotating along the straight line y is equals to x, RA and RC would be
Only
0, and
B and
RB and RD would be
B and
A
D.
by root 2.
Okay.
So ये सारे कैलकुलेट करके देखो एक बार. मैं आता हूँ.
So if we talk about moment of inertia for x, it will be 2ma square.
It would be 2ma square. हाँ, right.
Okay. So like that. ठीक है.
y एक्सिस के along फिर 2ma square हो जाएगा.
Uh, yeah, y-axis also 2ma square. So we don't write I cap and j cap and all that.
No, moment of inertia is a scalar quantity, mr square,
Oh,
right?
okay. हाँ ठीक है ठीक है.
मैं आता हूँ एक second.
So, hmm. Oh, so the answer is Ix is 2ma square, Iy 2ma square, Iz 4ma square, and Iy is equal to x or x is equal to y 2ma square.
I for x is equals to y is equals to x is
2ma square? Right.
2m square कैसे होगा?
See, x is equal to y, it's 45, right? So a and c will be 0, right?
हाँ सही है. Then
Oh,
ये वाली x is
it'll be a by root 2 a by 2. Okay.
not, it won't be root 2.
ठीक है ठीक है. Oh,
ऐसे rotate कर रहे हो. So this distance would be a by root 2 or root 2 a by
yeah, so root 2 a by 2.
हाँ
हाँ, okay.
m into root 2 a by 2.
Yeah, fine. ma square. That's the answer.
So if I ask you along which axis you could rotate this arrangement most easily.
Uh, x is equal to y.
Because it has the least moment of inertia. And it, मतलब,
Yep.
when you develop a physical understanding, so you can also feel कि हाँ इसके along कौन सी and
Hmm.
along which axis the
Z
हाँ
for sure.
सबसे ज़्यादा वही होगा क्योंकि सबसे ज़्यादा effort you
Hmm.
would have to take there because it has the most
Yeah.
of inertia. अब जैसे for discrete particles we saw कि moment of inertia was equal to m1 r1 square मतलब m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square है ना. So for
Hmm.
discrete particle system we have the moment of inertia equals to basically summation mi ri squared where I runs from 1 to n where n is the number of particles in the system basically. ठीक है, number of particles in the system. And ri is basically the distance of that mass from the axis of rotation, right?
Yep.
So what would be the case if we have continuous mass system?
I is equal. Same.
Yes,
No,
summation.
R is equal.
R would be the same, right? But we
Yeah.
can write it to be dm times r squared का integration, है ना? If you have a continuous body, basically मैं बताता हूँ क्यों. Suppose मैं क्या करता हूँ? If I take a body, तो ये x axis है, ये y axis है ना? तो if I
Yeah.
take a body like this, कुछ भी random shape, है ना? Just for the sake of it. And if I want to
Hmm.
calculate the moment of inertia, है ना, along y axis suppose, तो इसके along मैं rotate
Hmm.
करता हूँ, है ना? This is y, this is x.
Yeah.
So if I want to calculate the moment of inertia, तो मैं distance suppose r पे जाता हूँ and I take a
Hmm.
small mass dm in this.
Yeah.
Then at some other r I take some other mass dm, है ना, अलग अलग masses में basically. So if you want to get the whole picture, basically this would be the moment of inertia, right? In case of a continuous body,
Hmm.
है ना? So that's it. Up suppose now we have to calculate the moment of inertia for continuous body system. Suppose जैसे हमने center of mass निकाला था, now we'll
Yep.
calculate the moment of inertia for continuous bodies. ठीक है? So
Okay.
there are certain shapes that you should remember कि इसके along moment of inertia क्या होता है, क्या नहीं होता है.
Oh, there are proofs for this also.
हाँ, there are some 5 or 6 maybe जैसे उसमें था, but it is pretty easy. उतना गंदा शेप कोई मिलेगा ही नहीं तुमको, like the one you had in center of mass. ठीक है? These are simple shapes, rods, है ना, ring, cylinder, something like that. तो I mean, अब है तो है, क्या ही कर सकते हो. तो it is just to make your life easy.
मतलब
After
if it's
after a
not
while,
there, it's all.
हाँ, after a while it
Ah,
will be easier, not now.
okay.
So suppose I have a rod. So this is the rod, है ना? I don't know why it's red colored rod, but still, I have a rod. So this is a cylindrical rod, है ना?
Hmm.
Suppose I say that its mass is n. ठीक है? I have
Hmm.
mass per unit length is m by L. If I am considering the total mass to be m and its length to be L, the mass per unit length is m by L, and I am rotating along this axis. ठीक है? I am rotating it from
Okay.
this end. Now I have to find what will be its moment of inertia along this axis. So simple.
Hmm.
We have a continuous body system है. We can write it as dm times r squared, right? Integration. Suppose I take a particle at a distance x. x पर जाके मैं x plus एक dx लेंथ का एक एलिमेंट लेता हूँ and calculate what its moment of inertia is, है ना? So di, right, क्योंकि it is differential moment of inertia basically इस छोटे से पार्टिकल का, that would be the dm mass times its distance from the axis of rotation, that is x squared, है ना?
Yeah.
What would be the value of dm? That would be simple, dx times the mass per unit length, right? Simple.
Hmm. Yeah.
तो di क्या हो जाएगा, m by l times x squared times dx. So what you can write, the total moment of inertia I would be the integration of di, that is its integration from length 0 to x, 0 to l, because x is running from 0 to l. So m by l we can take outside because वो तो integration का part है ही. Integration of x square is x cubed, with the limits it would be l cubed by 3, and you'll get ml square by 3. This is its moment of inertia. ठीक है?
Okay.
Now suppose instead of rotating it from that end, I rotate it from the center.
Okay.
अब ये तुम फाइंड करके देखना, और इफ यू वांट आई कैन आल्सो फाइंड इट, बट ट्राई करके देखना. सेम रॉड, सेम मास पर यूनिट लेंथ, but now the axis of rotation is from the center, from the middle of the rod. This is the axis of rotation. This is the second case.
Isn't X zero then?
Which x?
Like the radius, or will it be like dr?
अब सपोज मैं यहाँ पे जाता हूँ x डिस्टेंस पर. नाउ x वुड वेरी फ्रॉम
Oh.
minus l by 2 to plus l by 2, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
अब x पर जाके मैं एक dx लेंथ का एलिमेंट लेता हूँ सपोज, then di would be equal to m by l times dx, that is the dm mass times x squared, and I can write
Hmm.
I would be equal to integration of m by l times x squared dx running from minus x by 2 to plus x by 2 now, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
and I can write it m by l तो बाहर आ गया, इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर एक्स क्यूब बाई थ्री, तो थ्री भी बाहर ले लेता हूँ मैं सपोज. नाउ एक्स क्यूब पे लिमिट है माइनस एल बाई टू, नॉट माइनस एक्स बाई टू, दिस इज माइनस एल बाई टू, सॉरी, दिस इज माइनस एल बाई टू से प्लस एल बाई टू तक लिमिट है, माइनस एल बाई टू टू प्लस एल बाई टू, दिस वुड बी एम बाई थ्री एल टाइम्स एल क्यूब बाई एट प्लस एल क्यूब बाई एट, राइट, that would be
Yeah.
ml square by 12. So you can easily see कि center से rotate करने में it would be easier. Rotating a rod from the center is much easier than rotating it from one end. ठीक है,
Hmm.
आप समझ में आ गए कैसे निकालना है मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया फॉर
Yeah.
दिस बॉडी एज वेल.
Yep. What if we rotate it around x-axis, like along x-axis, about x-axis?
Horizontally,
Yeah.
हाँ
Yeah.
मतलब x zero, you wouldn't have to apply any force at all.
So isn't that the easiest?
हाँ इट इज बट इन दीज केसेस, मतलब ये दो केसेस तुमको दिया मैंने सपोज, सो इफ आई आस्क यू कि इन दोनों में से किस में इजियर है, देन यू कैन इजीली से. बट हाँ
Ah,
ऑब्वियसली देयर इज अ
okay, okay.
यहाँ एक्स एक्सिस के अलोंग, तो इफ आई कंसिडर कि सारा मास ही एक्स एक्सिस के अलोंग है पूरा, इट इज परफेक्टली, कोई
Hmm.
थिकनेस है ही नहीं, देन इट बेसिकली जीरो,
Okay,
you wouldn't have to apply any force at all.
fine.
So अब मैं क्या करता हूँ, I'll make you write two theorems of moment of inertia, है ना, एंड फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट क्लास विल कंटिन्यू फ्रॉम देयर. ठीक है,
Okay.
सो लिख लो द थ्योरम्स ऑफ मोमेंट
Hmm.
ऑफ इनर्शिया.
Okay.
So the first theorem is the perpendicular axis theorem.
Okay.
And ये perpendicular axis theorem is only valid for those particles whose, for those shapes whose all particles lie in a plane. ठीक है, यानी कि only 2D objects के लिए this theorem is applicable, not for 3D objects.
Okay.
And other way to say it is only valid for laminar objects. Okay,
Hmm. Fine.
so if I1 and I2 are moment of inertia about two mutually perpendicular axes,
About?
two mutually perpendicular axes
Hmm.
lying in the plane of the object, then moment of inertia about axis passing through their intersection and perpendicular to the plane, then moment of
About the
inertia,
axis?
about axis passing through their intersection and perpendicular to the plane,
Hmm.
of the object
Yep.
will be I1 plus I2. So what does this basically mean? Suppose तुम्हारा कोई शेप है, आर्बिट्री शेप, सपोज ऐसा है, नॉट दिस, दिस मुझे आर्बिट्री भी अच्छा नहीं, सपोज आर्बिट्री शेप इज लाइक दिस. ठीक है, एंड ये 2D ऑब्जेक्ट है, सो एक एक्सिस ऐसे है सपोज, ठीक है, एंड द अदर एक्सिस इज लाइक दिस,
Okay.
देन मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अलोंग दिस एक्सिस, सो ये सारी परपेंडिकुलर है बेसिकली। ओके, मैं बना के भी दिखा देता हूँ। सो दिस एक्सिस, सपोज आई राइट दिस, इस एक्सिस के अराउंड द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया इज I1, along this axis the moment of inertia is I2, then along this axis the moment of inertia is I1 plus I2, and this axis is perpendicular to this, ठीक है, दिख रहा है ना 3D शेप टाइप।
Yeah.
आई एम प्राउड ऑफ माई ड्राइंग नाउ, ठीक है, एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो परपेंडिकुलर, so basically you can treat it as x, y and z।
Okay.
Now this right hand system होना चाहिए, so this would be x, this would be y, this would be z, ठीक है। सो दिस वाज द परपेंडिकुलर एक्सिस थ्योरम। तो किसी पॉइंट पे इफ यू नो द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अलोंग एक्स एक्सिस, then you know the moment of inertia along y axis as well, along passing through that point, then the moment of inertia along z axis for a 2D object, this is a 2D object basically, है ना, this is a 2D object,
Yep.
it is lying only in the xy plane, then the moment of inertia along z axis for the same object would I1 plus I2, ठीक है,
Yep.
get out। तो अब आ जाता है सेकंड थ्योरम, दैट इज पैरेलल एक्सिस थ्योरम, एंड इट इज एप्लीकेबल फॉर एनी ऑब्जेक्ट, मतलब इसमें कोई कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं है शेप का, इट कुड बी, इट इज वैलिड फॉर 2D ऑब्जेक्ट एज वेल एंड इट इज वैलिड फॉर 3D ऑब्जेक्ट एज वेल, ठीक है।
Okay. One straight. Yeah.
So what this says is, suppose moment of inertia about axis passing through center of mass is ICM,
Suppose moment of inertia.
about axis passing through the center of mass is ICM, I capital I and subscript CM.
Hmm.
I is the
Yeah.
moment of inertia, मतलब कॉमा बीच में, I is the moment of inertia of axis
Hmm.
parallel to that at a distance d, small d,
Yep.
then मैं बना ही देता हूँ, it would be better। तो सपोज अब क्या है, यू हैव एन ऑब्जेक्ट लाइक दिस, कोई 3D ऑब्जेक्ट है सपोज, है ना, and the
Okay.
center of mass is here, so this is the center of mass
Hmm.
and the axis passing through it is this is the axis that I'm talking about,
Hmm.
ये वर्टिकल होगा, ठीक है।
Yeah.
The moment of inertia about this axis is ICM, okay। If I take another axis at a distance d from it, suppose this is the axis that I'm talking about, and the moment of inertia about this axis is I, then I is equals to ICM plus m d square, where m is the mass of the object, ठीक है.
Okay.
So this is the parallel axis theorem.
Fine.
ठीक है. अब अगली क्लास में हम विल find out moment of inertia of different objects about different axes and learn something about some other concepts as well. ठीक है.
Okay.
तो
तो नेक्स्ट क्लास कब?
क्लास रखते हैं परसों.
फ्राइडे. One sec. ओके. कितने बजे?
3 बजे. और
हाउ अबाउट 4?
हाँ 4 रखते हैं.
4? ओके. 4 o'clock is good. ठीक है. Fine. Okay. See
और
you on Friday at 4.
हाँ, और ये जितना भी रोटेशन वाला पढ़ा है ना, इसको
Yeah.
अच्छे से पढ़ लेना. ठीक है, क्योंकि
Okay.
इसके बेसिस में आई विल मेक यू डू सम कैलकुलेशंस इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास.
ठीक है.
मैं निकालोगे आधे से ज़्यादा
ठीक
शेप
है.
का, मैंने निकालूंगा.
ओके. ठीक है. ठीक है. ओके. See you. Bye.